And here we have the Heat 10, the double Sculls Challenge Cup. We've got Keane and Piticariu against Collins and Walton, the GB boat on the right-hand side against Team Keane Sculling School. Let's see what we have here, Greg.
Yeah, well, I suspect we've got the GB double here on the right of the screen. I expect them to be the stronger crew. John Collins and Johnny Walton, they've been representing Great Britain at the European Championships and at the World Cups. So I suspect they'll be looking to stamp their authority upon the race. But we've got the boys from Team Keane. They look like they've gone out as strongly as they can as they come up here. They've managed to keep an overlap coming out the top of the island.
And Paul Keane, who set up his sculling school in 2009, and now he's in the boat with Piticariu there. He'll be really pleased to be lining up against this international crew. This is one of the unique things about these small boat events at Henley. You can end up next to a world champion, you can end up next to an Olympic champion when perhaps that's not an experience you've had before. And this is what they're getting now. Team Keane Sculling School, essentially against Great Britain. Leander Club here at Henley Royal Regatta, and it is Leander Club. You can see it clearly emblazoned across their backs. See how they move beautifully together. Haven't had the smoothest season internationally, I would say, but here on Friday, day 3 of Henley Royal Regatta, look at that, Greg.
Now, as you say, there's not that many sports where you get the national team up against a club team like this. And in the double sculls, of course, there's only the one men's double sculls event. So everyone has to enter the same competition. So in these early rounds, you potentially get these kind of races, which you could call a mismatch, but I think it's what makes the sport pretty special. Get the same sort of thing in the diamond sculls, although now the qualification for that is so tight. As opposed to the 8s races or some of the 4s races we're watching, where there's a competition at every level from international right down through to school.
Yeah, absolutely. Just 10 boats started in this event. We're down to 8 today. We're about to be down to 6 because we watched the Graves Brothers USA race earlier. Similar example, if you like, where USA International Union was against City of Bristol Rowing Club, and I think you can call it a mismatch or you can call it an opportunity. I think if you're an aspiring young rower, to really sit next to one of your heroes and understand where you could get to, where you want to get to. What was it like for you? Were there inspiring opportunities when you were growing up?
I always found Henley a fantastic race to come to and to watch the very best. And for me, we've got them on the course, you get to race against them. But to me, it's actually the boat tent enclosure as well. They're behind the finish line. You've got the boat tents where all the equipment's stored. And we would put our boat on a rack, and there we would see the internationals, the guys at the time, people like your co-commentator Martin Cross will be hearing on here, would be storing his boat alongside us, and we got to then take the water with them. And even this morning I was able to go out training on the course just with a group of friends. Some people might call us veterans, we like to call ourselves legends. But to go for a spin on the course, and there we were with the German 8 alongside us, with James Fode and Matt Langridge, the Great Britain pair, alongside us. And Henley is one of these events where everyone really is in together, and that's in and around the event, in the social areas, as well as in the competition, as we're seeing here, where we've got the Great Britain double scull up against the Keane Sculling School set up by Mr. Keane himself.
Yeah, absolutely. We're looking there at John Collins and Johnny Walton. They've been training together for several years now, and they've come here at Henley Royal Regatta. They'll be having their eye on the prize, but they're going to have some tough racing later on. But today they've made a good work of their first round at the event. They were a selected crew. Keane and Piticariu, their first round today as well also. But it is Johnny Walton and John Collins who are pressing their boat away, really using their legs well, even at this lower rate, to be efficient and stay ahead of the Team Keane Sculling School.
Yeah, and when you row in these smaller boats, it's still good to get to go out and have a practice, to row over the course, have the experience of steering, particularly steering coming through the island and then having to come onto the course and make sure you don't hit the wooden booms. And it's one of those things that it always looks and feels very, very tight when you're practicing, and then when it comes to race day, it's something you want to be able to try to put out of your mind and really focus on your rowing rather than focus on your steering. So for for John Collins and Johnny Walton, they'll be pleased to have had an outing, to have had a trip over the course, and be able to get out there and get used to all of the conditions. Get this one out of the way nice and early in the morning so they're ready for what'll probably be a tougher race tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. This double pipped by the French last year. They had problems with the steering on that occasion, but no problems here today. We've got John Collins and Johnny Walton representing Leander here at Henley Royal Regatta. Day 3, tick. They will be coming through. We'll see them tomorrow, day 4. Great to see them here. And Team Keane Sculling School, Paul Keane himself and Piticariu with him there have fought it all the way. They'll be proud of their performance.